Okay. Can I go to title? Wonderful. I'm going to go to a title and play some theme music. Hi there. Welcome to this vanilla street epistemology in the park. We are here at Echo Park. We had planned to be at Venice, and we got all set up and all ready for you, and we were way ahead of schedule and all this sort of thing. And here come people with badges saying, "Oh no, I'm sorry, you don't have the freedom to like assemble here in Los Angeles in public. LA Film wants a monopoly on all communications that are outside of like normal reach or something. I don't know. I'm just bitching and moaning at this point. So we are set up at Echo Park with Reed Nice Wonder.
Yes, hello. How's it going? Hopefully this is all going well on my social media and Twitch. So we'll see how that goes.
So that's how we've gotten started today, and we will try to stream here for several hours. We had planned for it'll probably be less than that since we are starting about 2 hours behind normal schedule because we had to completely tear down, move halfway across town, set back up again. It was very fun, very exciting.
Yeah, traffic wasn't too bad.
Yeah, traffic was easy. That part was sweet. Kind of odd for Los Angeles. The traffic was so nice. Okay, I am going to relinquish this seat, stand up there, and see if I can interact with some people and get them to do an interview.
Shall I go over there? I guess so.
Actually, I'm going to rip through the scenes and show us what we have. We have the wide, which you like very much. I do too. Here we have the face-to-face. This is Reed's sort of standard format. And when it's not Reed, I'll use the gray background so you can tell. That's funny. Okay, 3 vertical. This will be if we're speaking to somebody in Discord. And then my favorite, the wide face-to-face with little insets, which we'll see. But anyway, wide. Would you like control?
I'll go sit over there.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Sanitize the keyboard.
Sanitizing. Copy. Hello, everyone. I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. I'll have to just pop back and forth between the different social media stuff. You may go to Twitch and just say hello on the chat. Hopefully people are there. Hopefully it's working. All right, been live for 4 minutes. Cool. Hello, the ones here on Twitch. Hopefully we'll keep doing this more consistently and build up an audience.
Okay.
Okay, let's go live on Facebook. Looks like that's good. Sweet.
Water. Dehydrating.
Cool.
Water.
Now the question is Periscope. Don't see Periscope. Oh. I'm even following myself on Periscope. And don't see I'm live. Oh well. Get back. Also, if you're watching. You can chat with us on the SC Discord. That's where I'll be looking mainly at the chat on Discord. You can also come on audio or video on Discord and chat. Hello.
The dog looks like our cat could catch it. Oh yeah. All over our kitten.
I feel like this is redundant.
They hydrated. Yeah. Take one. People are not recognizing the water. They're just like, down heading.
Oh well.
Right.
I can hear the conversation with the people over there. Oh dear, I did something.
Yeah.
Never mind, I got it. This is not the control button.
It's correct. The control is there. It is. Okay, we got it. Yes, that keyboard is Mac, Windows, or Android, depending on how you set it up. Like it's got 3 different settings.
Oh.
So it's got the key, but the key doesn't mean anything in Android.
Yeah. Is FK's computer about to explode?
Use the Mac user.
Oh dear. Hopefully it doesn't explode. How can I see what the current? This is the current scene that's being looked at.
Yes, that's the
What's that?
outgo. That's this camera going up. This is the return from the streaming computer. That should be what's being streamed.
What is that? Oh, this is me. Yeah, okay.
It's a monkey shirt.
Yeah. I see.
Okay. Not a monkey shirt.
Hello. Maybe the opening statement should be, do you have time for an interview? Or do you have, instead of water? Maybe people don't want to like drink from people because of COVID. I would not be drinking water from strangers at this point.
Okay.
Maybe it's like, I don't know. Still good to have, but maybe not something to lead with. The weather is great, 73. Got these good umbrellas. The weather is 73, it's good.
Good. The weather feels good.
Slight breeze.
Oh, he's got coffee. He doesn't want my water.
Got quite a few swan boats out here. In the news on the election, I haven't seen anything. I've been busy for the past few hours. Seems like Biden's going to take it narrowly. Yes, I can hear you, FK. What do you mean? What do you mean? Send you a link? Send you Periscope. Periscope.tv/cordial curiosity. That's the link. I didn't see that it was working. I don't know what to do about that. I'll go to the website and log in and see if there's any features I can see. No, that's not right. Producer. Oh, I can preview the thing now. And now I can add a title and hit go live. So I think that's what I have to do.
Free water.
Broadcast shared on Twitter. Hello, Twitter people, Periscope people. My one shot without any bubbles is totally out of frame.
Free water.
Totally weird. Can I get a just me full
Free
screen
water and free tea.
scene? That would be great too.
Free water and free tea. Yep.
Keep it on face to face.
Free water and free tea.
So we're out here at the park waiting for people to sit down and chat. Cool. Hello.
Free water. Yeah. Yep, free water. You can have it. Have water. We want everybody hydrated. What are we keeping? Okay.
Oh dear. Twitch. For those of you watching, feel free to go to the Street Epistemology Discord, where you can chat with people and with me here and on audio or on text or video as we wait for people to sit down and chat.
Because I want it. Free water. Yeah, free speech.
Gigi asked, do I have something like a Memento Mori coin? I do. I don't have it with me. Got those Ryan Holiday Memento Mori and Mark Lefty coins. Periscope audio is great. Good. Good to hear.
Free water. We're also doing free speech. You can have either one. Both even. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, good feedback.
I mean, FK, like entirely no blue background, just full screen. Like as a new scene rather than the face-to-face two bubbles.
Yes. Well, they're waiting. Okay, great. I suspect we really can't see it in the wide shot, but there are several dudes over there with waders on the other side of the lake, cutting loose some of the plant growth that occupies the borders here. I would say insect, but I think they intended that way.
I need to bring my handheld mic.
Okay.
For next time. You can hold it and maybe it might be a delay, but people could hear you without sitting down. Maybe.
I don't think I'm having trouble with projection.
Oh, it's Eric. Hey, Eric. Hey.
It's an Eric. That's too much.
So, yes, hello. Oh, I see. I see. Can you just crop it in 16 by 9?
Yeah.
For that scene?
Almost already made. We're in this. I feel confident that we'll actually win one way, but we'll see what actually happens.
Yeah, what's the news? I haven't seen the news in the past 3 hours.
I was just listening to the New York Times podcast. They were talking about basically Trump made a White House press briefing last night where he was like, the election rigged. Free water.
Welcome.
Hiya.
Hey, Eric, what's up?
Hey,
Welcome back.
thanks. Yeah.
How do you like this spot?
This is gorgeous. This is a really pretty spot to set up.
We like it too, and we're not getting kicked out. That's another plus.
Oh, let's see.
And we're not getting kicked out. That's another plus.
It's always nice not to get kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's listening in right now? Are we live on Discord, on Twitch?
We are live on Periscope / Twitter, on Facebook, on Twitch, and Dolly's YouTube.
Okay.
All of the places.
All the places we got.
And
Yeah.
FK's computer is about to explode, but we'll see how it goes.
Great. Good. Yeah.
I bet if we asked nice, we could go on the Street Epistemology YouTube channel as well, if that was helpful. But
We could do that.
don't need to.
But Anthony is already he already left the left coast.
Yeah, Anthony's already back at home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he
I have
was only out
access
here for
to
a
it.
week.
Mhm.
He was only out here for a week or 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not on Anthony's channel, but the generic Street Epistemology channel.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's Facebook and it's Twitter. Maybe
That's
we
sort
should-
of like SEI's channel.
Yeah. Maybe we should get a restream.io so we don't have to blow up FK's computer subscription or something.
Mhm.
We're gonna stick here until the sun goes down. When does the sun go down?
Probably like 4:55 today. We're getting close to the what do you call it? Winter solstice.
Yeah. So we'll go until 4:45 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Our cars are right there. It's not that hard to pack up.
Yeah, I'm half a block away too.
You're half a block away.
Or like I could probably see my car if I stood in the right position from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Parking's not that bad at this point.
Well, I mean, relative to what LA's like in some places, this is a particularly bad part of LA to park.
Luxury parking.
Yeah. But like finding parking within a block of here is like, hey, went pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually walked in Echo Park. I don't know if it's ever or whether it's just been a really long time. And I'm an LA native.
Wow. Yeah. You've never done the swan boats or anything?
Never done the swan boats. No.
Is that a new thing?
I don't know. I think there were always little paddle boats on here as long as I've been alive, but I don't know about the swan shaped ones, which are really goofy.
This is new. All the tints and stuff since last year that I've been here.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I couldn't tell whether there was some sort of street fair down there or whether it's just a lot of homelessness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of homeless people.
Mhm.
And I want to give them props. They have kept the place usually clean. They're being really good neighbors.
Okay. Yeah. Have you guys had anyone sit down yet?
No, we just started maybe 20 minutes ago.
Okay. So you just finished getting set up.
Yeah.
Dang, bummer to get kicked out of Venice earlier.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Yeah. Free speech.
Free speech.
Literally at no cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Venice, it costs for a film permit, I guess.
Okay.
Free
Okay.
speech there.
Yeah.
If you got to be in a video court.
Yeah. You should have told them, I'd hate to make this a First Amendment issue, officer.
What if we say we're the press or something,
Yeah.
or journalists?
Uh-huh. I'm actually, I don't know much about how that would work, but
Either. Shade seems to be working well. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know where journalism. I don't know.
I didn't understand. What's the conversation happening right now, Reed?
I think FK asked, we are asking about people's beliefs,
Uh-huh.
and if journalism includes that, or does that start to make a distinction between like current events beliefs or like just any belief or
Well, I imagine even a documentary crew would need a film permit, and LA is probably a place that deals with lots of film permits and is just used to collecting the fees. So I don't know. Without are there specific special press passes that you can get in LA? I don't know anything about that.
I don't know either.
Yeah. So who knows? This is just bureaucracy. Mhm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn asks, when will we get Swan Boat SE?
Swanboat SC, yeah, it's you'll have to set up all the cameras and mics on the Swanboat. Video quality will probably go down.
I have like a handheld mic I can hook up here. You can just clamp a phone another angle
Yeah,
and just report from the Swan Boat in the meantime.
Yep.
I'll have to do that at some point.
yeah. The wireless Swanboat setup. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a good epistemological conversation we could have while waiting for people to come sit down.
Yeah.
You grew up in Los Angeles, right?
Now,
Where'd you grow up?
Southwest Virginia,
Oh, okay.
Tennessee border.
And you came to LA to work in film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. And did you have a religious upbringing?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was, Southern Baptist. Maybe for the first 10 years of my life, we would go fairly often to church, maybe once or twice a month, always Easter and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, it started to peter out, maybe just Christmas and Easter.
Okay.
Went to high school, boarding school, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And no longer went to church there. Took an Eastern religions course and just learned about vastly different belief systems.
Yeah.
Which made me question things about my own views. And
Okay.
then in college,
So learning some alternative stories and hypotheses and belief systems wildly different from our own made you look at your own belief system differently.
Yeah. Even I did like a video project on Hinduism.
Mm-hmm.
I drove to Atlanta to like just do a video documentary on like one temple, I guess.
Okay.
And that was interesting. Like seeing other people basically going to worship these things that I obviously didn't think were true.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then in college at UCF in Orlando, I had this was around 2005 to 2007, so like the new atheism books had just come out, and I had like a really publicly, atheist roommate.
Yeah.
Like we never talked about religion, but he was like obviously into the new atheism stuff that was going on. And he was like my best friend through college, and that just made me realize being an atheist doesn't make you a bad person necessarily.
I had an experience because it sounds like we both graduated in high school in 2004, or were you 2005 graduate?
I graduated high school in 2005.
Okay, I was class of 2004, so I was, I guess, 1 year older than you.
Okay.
And still am.
Yeah.
But so we were both in college when The God Delusion was published. The End of Faith was a little bit before that. I had read The End of Faith in high school and really identified with it, and then eagerly bought The God Delusion when it came out and was like, this one doesn't excite me as much. But I engaged in a book trade with friends who are in a fraternity with me. I said, well, I'll read whatever you consider to be the most convincing book about your faith if you read one that I found very persuasive. And I think I gave them The God Delusion because I was like, well, this just came out and I want to know what they think of it. And I ended up reading this book. I was like taking notes of this book that was written by one of it was a famous American pastor that they found very persuasive, and I highlighted and took notes. And then I came back to them. I said, okay, I'm ready to have the conversation about it. Did you read my book? they hadn't opened it at all and said, well, I didn't intend to open it. Like, I'm just not interested. And I said, well, wait, we had this whole trade where I was going to read this and I've got notes and stuff. I said, yeah, I was sure you'd find it as convincing as I did. And I said, well, no, I found it. I have all these problems that I wanted to talk to you about. And they were like, no, not interested. And I
would let you know about that.
Yeah, there were, I mean, I think I was a little more of like, this was at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. And at the time, I think I was a little bit of I felt burned as an atheist by things like that. And things like, I remember sitting in the cafeteria one day and there was clearly this woman meeting with another student, a female student who was meeting with sort of a spiritual mentor from the church. And she was saying, well, I'm learning all this stuff in classes, and really some of it seems to make a lot more sense than some of the stuff that I learned in church. And I end up questioning some of the stuff I learned in church because there are contradictions. And the woman who was her spiritual mentor was coming back and saying, it's very important that you learn to dismiss those questions and that you realize that it would be unacceptable to reject the faith, and that you really need to realize how much more important faith is than things kind of making sense to you. I mean, it's really sad that you would lose your faith over something seeming to just
not making sense.
Feel right. Yeah. And I remember listening to this and just having like my neck tighten up and just getting outraged. It was, I guess I was in a very different position at that time than you, because I'd had sort of I'm an atheist now. I'm defining myself by this term a little earlier, and like the new atheism movement was sort of like, that evangelical atheism I identified with at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really identify until 2011 or so, I guess.
Yeah.
And then got really into the petering out of the new atheism movement. At that point, it was not as big as it was, but there were some things going on for a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I moved out here, I joined Atheists United. It was a local group.
I just saw they've blocked a portion of either the 405 or the 10 right by my house.
Right, yeah, you see those signs.
Yep.
I got involved with them for a while. Then I discovered Anthony's videos through they photoshopped me on some random person on a swan boat.
Nice.
Photoshop my head.
Perfect.
That's hilarious. That'd be great to be able to share on stream at some point. I don't know how.
Am I on the GoPro here?
No.
Nope. Okay, so I'm not really on video.
You're on that video.
On this one. Oh, the iPad. Okay.
Android.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up. Oh, is that what it is?
Hello. It's on the Discord.
Live show text. There, we got you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Can we get it? Can you see the stream? Am I getting it at all on that now?
Yeah, a little. No, it's like there's shadows.
Not working.
Maybe FK can share.
Fair enough.
On another scene.
Hello. I also want you to tell me if you see someone coming up for an interview and you think I might be. I want you to be able to get other interviews than just me out here.
Yeah, if someone like lingers here, we'll ask them.
Yeah, perfect.
Like before all this live streaming stuff, I would just be out here for 4 hours, 5 hours, just be on my iPad on social media. And like if someone came up to me, like that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's like I still don't feel comfortable like doing, anything to get people's attention.
Yeah.
It's like I'm here. It's obvious I'm wanting to do interviews.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe, now that we're live streaming, it would be ideal to have a constant stream of people.
Yeah. So sometime between 2005, when you really got introduced to some of the new atheist writing in an atheist. Well, no, 2005 was sort of just you got introduced to an atheist roommate,
Yeah.
and then 6 years later, you were finally like, okay, I'm interested in pursuing. Like, I'm gonna go meet Dickens and Harris, and you end up meeting them.
Yeah. I guess what spurred that was after college, I was still in Orlando for like 1.5 year, and I was like by myself in an apartment
Mm-hmm.
on social media like all day pretty much. And then I found this website called Reddit.
Yeah, I've seen that
I've
one.
heard of that.
Yeah.
And at that point, the art atheism subreddit was the default subreddit.
Yeah,
So
it was huge about 8-9 years ago.
It was
as one of the defaults.
And I would just see posts from there periodically, and started just being interested in following some of those links and some of those arguments and videos.
Yep.
I looked at the atheist experience on YouTube, and I just watched a bunch of those.
Mm-hmm.
Found some podcasts.
Yep.
And which is nominally interested in that for a while.
Yeah.
And then, a few months later, it was like, oh wow, we're just on a very fragile rock flying through space. Like, holy crap, we're gonna die, and that's it. That's kind of freaky.
It's freaky if you're not used to it.
Yeah. Now I'm used to it.
Yeah. I would find the whole, for me, it's freaky to think about eternal life. Like, that's like sort of horrifying to me. I'm like, I don't want to die and potentially live forever, either in ultimate suffering or ultimate bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then again, the descriptions of heaven have never quite sounded like ultimate bliss to me. So that's also a big question. If I end up in heaven, is it actually that great?
Yeah. If you start asking questions about, what age are you? Like, what can you feel? Can you remember things?
Sure. Yeah.
What do you look like?
Yeah. How great is harp music when you've heard the song for the 11 billionth time?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's very little like novelty in heaven, I imagine.
Yeah.
Whereas in hell, they have to have a lot of novelty because they have to figure out new ways to make it work. Plus, you get to hang out with all the most interesting figures from history.
Would anyone like to do an interview? Hello.
Are you coming out of that speaker over there?
Yeah, like a second later.
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
I tell you, you're gonna get your wait times down. You get better signage. Here's your problem, man.
Better signage?
Yeah.
What do we need to change?
Well, you got one little sign there that people only see as they directly pass it, rather than a larger one that they see as they're approaching.
Yeah.
So I think you get two sort of sidewalk advertising signs.
Yeah, we need one of those,
Yep.
triangle things like there so people walking can see.
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that. What are those things called?
I don't know. Someone will know. I mean,
Triangle sidewalk signs?
triangle sidewalk signs, advertising businesses. Yeah. Even if you I bet you could get them on Amazon just as chalkboards and then chalk them. But you have no problem getting stuff printed for something like that. It doesn't seem with all the stuff you've got printed out here.
Yeah, I got little printed stickers or a label for that sign.
Yeah.
I usually just write it there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Another item to the cart, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I see yoga in your future.
Very, very astute.
He's the predictor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is. Some people would say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but then again, this isn't lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you want one, I'll get it.
Yeah, that's good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, triangle sign, that would help.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Is this sign okay?
I think I told you last time. I thought the last thing my eye noticed was
Friendly interviews.
friendly interviews. Yeah, the first thing I noticed was the logo, and the friendly interviews just has sort of a either not big enough or sort of low contrast, being both black and white against the rainbow background. They're like, yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna redesign my sign too.
yeah. I guess you'd want to call it like brief interviews.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
I think it says friendly interviews.
Friendly interviews. Yeah. It's really hard to communicate what this is. I mean, because it is a brief interview. It is supposed to be friendly, like like it's as in like not entirely adversarial.
Yeah.
Mm,
I've tried 5-minute interviews, short
Yeah.
interviews.
yeah.
But that's not really true.
Yeah, and it so quickly sounds like religious evangelism. Yeah.
With the friendly interviews.
Well,
it's like too hard.
with like
too
anything
much.
interview. Interview sounds like, even if it's like interview about your beliefs.
Yeah. Especially what you believe in why.
Yeah. I mean that could be straight off a Jehovah's Witness sign
Or
that they have with them.
Scientology,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you seen the Jehovah's Witness? They've got the stands that they set up. Free literature is like, what do you know about the Bible? What do you know about God?
Yeah.
Is God really real? And they want to have those conversations. They sort of sit by the signs in a friendly way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was there first? Street Epistemology or the Jehovah's Witnesses?
They were there, I think. Yeah.
They were there first. I mean, but they used to be door to door, and now they're just friendly, waiting by the signs. It's a huge change in approach.
Interesting.
Oh, I mean, you got to have something about gender on there if you're in Echo Park.
Really? Why?
I think Echo Park is a gender bendy hotspot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a very hipster LA neighborhood. I've got a few friends I've had in Echo Park who were quite gender. They were non-gender typical.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone have a gender identity?
Does everyone have a gender identity? Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, they might be willing to discuss that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that's the claim they would defend. I guess maybe the claim would be, because you had up to, are there only two genders?
So which one do you want to press down to make room?
Ooh, does the U.S. have a voter fraud problem? It's a great one. I don't know. I'd take down the aliens one. This is a good question that I struggle with. I don't really know the answer to that. The question that I'm talking about, I don't know the answer to, is the current level of lockdown worth it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Should the U.S. have universal health care is also a really good question that I don't feel like I know the answer to right now either.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gender. Are there more than two genders?
Are there more than two genders is a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would feel so much better about calling it more than two genders if I knew what the name of the third one was.
Yeah. I mean, the common name for the third one, yeah, is like sort of the bucket of non-binary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deny their identity, but I want a word that is not non. It doesn't start with non,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, hell, if I'm identifying as an atheist, I'm saying I'm not a theist. So,
Right?
yeah, it's kind of an annoying word because, I don't
Yeah.
want to have that word.
It's almost like agender would be a word,
Yeah.
and I would like that better than non-binary,
Yeah.
but I'm just being picky about a word.
Yeah. Again, some of these things are, I've been thinking a bit more because part of what I've thought about epistemology is some of the things that have changed my views have not been, they've rarely been a refinement in my epistemological technique or my meta views about epistemology, which sometimes will change what beliefs I come to in a way, or really how I feel about the credence in my beliefs. The bigger thing that's changed my beliefs have been alternative hypotheses. And can I come, like, because you really, like, intelligent design is just such a good explanation until you get this great that we call solution.
Yeah.
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 But like, yeah, just having that other explanation and generating explanations is difficult.
Yeah. It's like science is part creativity and the hypothesis generation,
Mhm.
and then like just autistic trying to follow evidence and create tests that would definitely disconfirm certain hypotheses that are creatively come up with.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And it's almost like this is something I've thought about. Like, we almost want people with different epistemic personalities. Like, I think of the field of psychotherapy, where the people testing hypotheses are not really generating many new hypotheses, and the people who are generating new hypotheses aren't testing jack.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what are the relevant theories that psychotherapy uses for like human psychology? I guess it's like what are the main theories of human psychology?
yeah, some of the main, I mean, there are these theories that are almost contradictory, because there's sort of psychodynamic theories of human psychology that describe humans as this sort of mess of conscious experience that is sort of just what bubbles on the surface of this deep layer of unconscious experience. And then there are descriptions of the human mind that are more cognitive behavioral, that are almost like, hey, well, you're going to feel different if you do something different. So if you need to change your beliefs a little bit to change your behaviors, do that. But really, it's going to be like, how do you behave? And that's going to affect your feelings. Like, your feelings are not going to be anything more than what arises out of what you're doing and the story you're telling yourself about it. So it's sort of, CBT is like, it's very much all on the surface. But there are some, I've gotten much more into meta theories rather than those, because yeah, people just test those against each other all day and don't find differences. And that's been known since the 1920s or so. So it seems like there may be other explanations that are better at figuring out what to do in a way. This is a complicated discussion where it's more like, I realize how much ground I have to cover to explain what the hell I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Dirk says we call them a frame sign.
Frame sign. Oh, a frame sign in when you have them outside a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're on a person a sandwich board.
Yeah, sandwich board is what I've heard them called. Sandwich boards are the ones, even if they're on the sidewalk. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised there are people circling the park without masks.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Venice. Venice is always a super spreader event. There doesn't need to be a pandemic for Venice to be a super spreader. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people on the grass over there just hanging out.
Yep.
Some over there. Figured we'd be a little closer to the Swan Boat rental sign.
Mm-hmm.
Q line. Hello, do you have time for an interview?
Hmm.
Quinn asks, this is out of the blue, but is morality subjective slash objective slash relative? That's a good question.
Yeah. What is your position on morality? Can you tell me anything about that?
I don't really know at this point. I like the moral landscape,
Yeah.
and I like the meta ethical, epistemological ideas from Time the Inquisitors from the last chapter of that Time the Inquisitors, where knowledge is just an emergent phenomenon of public criticism, and moral claims are just like any other scientific claim, because liberal science, the epistemological framework from that book, is primary element is the social nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like moral claims are part of public criticism, and as long as claims are publicly criticized, we can whittle away error, and whatever is left over is our knowledge at any given time.
Yeah. But what would it mean then? Because is a moral claim true in the same way that if I say, like, there are 3 ducks on the ledge, like you can sort of that has a different, seems to be true in a different way, as then you can verify it in a quite different way if I tell you people ought to be nice to each other. Yeah, is so. But do you think that those 2 claims are true in the same way where we use truth, or not really?
If you frame the ought questions as like, as Sam Harris says, empirical claims about the well-being of conscious creatures,
Yeah.
if that is the goal,
Mm-hmm.
then whatever claim you make about ought is like, really, will whatever phenomenon increase or decrease the well-being of whatever creatures are in that situation?
Mm-hmm.
That's empirically very, at least testable,
Mm-hmm.
hypothetically. Even if we can't do it, it's, in principle, testable.
Yeah.
So, but in practical day to day, it's just situation happens, and then just people argue about it, and we just kind of eventually get to a position where we kind of persuade each other, and that's just the thing, based on the context of the situation.
So that would put you pretty firmly in a camp with the moral realists. You think there are real, true, and false answers to questions of morality?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
But also with like free will, it's like not even, if we don't have free will, it's all just moral luck anyway.
Yeah.
But we don't know the future. We don't know what the consequences of our actions will be, even though, from a universe perspective, whatever happens is happening. So we just gotta use our reason and knowledge to try to help increase the well-being of conscious creatures, I guess. It's a good starting point. But then John Haidt moral foundations theory comes in. It's like, well-being, is that just harm? What about the other moral foundations? Do we just discard some, not care about some? Does it depend on the situation?
Hmm.
Some people will just have a purity reaction. Like, that's just wrong. And they can't be persuaded because of their moral intuition.
Yeah. Oh, you're wearing the new Discourses shirt, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, now it's Counterweight.
What do you mean?
They renamed the whole project.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
When did that happen?
Like 2 days ago.
Counterweight?
Go to their Discord server. It now has the CW logo.
I was never part of it.
Oh, you weren't on their
Discord.
Discord server. Okay.
They have a Discord?
They had a secret Discord.
Can you invite me to that?
No. Secret.
Okay.
Sorry. No, it was
I'm on their Patreon.
yeah.
Are you shitting me? What the fuck?
I've been giving these bastards money. Where's my invite to your Discord?
I mean, it's still this.
Yeah, no. So I think new discourses will still be new discourses, but I think maybe Helen's starting a project that they're
that
calling
project.
Counterweight,
Yeah. Oh,
where
I
they're
heard
trying
about
to
Discord
support people who are
having problems.
having
with, like,
problems with
workplace.
certain rather extreme lessons on diversity, equity, inclusion.
Oh, that Discord. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's a separate thing.
Yeah. I offered some of my help there as I've had some interesting experiences in that realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe off live stream we can talk about that.
Sure. Yeah.
It'll be fun. Well, I think the walking traffic is a little better than Tuesday.
You definitely had a lot of people walk by. The whole thing has been getting people to come over.
So hard.
Well, you're in the weight strategy. Yeah. And Dolly's in the giveaway free water strategy.
Yeah.
Working on that. I developed a good development of goodwill. Several people come by again. We're getting the rapport up there.
Building rapport.
Building rapport.
Yeah.
If they would
Yeah.
walk around.
Yeah. Ollie's grinding his charisma stat. He's trying to grind and level up his charisma.
The juggling is already way up there.
Dex is high. High Dex. Yeah.
Cloud cover now.
Yeah, it's the first chilly day we've had in a while in LA. And this weekend we're supposed to have rain, according at least to my Apple weather app.
Yeah.
It's surprising.
It's supposed to be like down in 30s at night or something.
Really? No
I
way.
think I saw that.
Nah, it couldn't be in the 30s. That would be like snow in the middle of the night.
49 on Sunday.
All right.
Oh, it's supposed to rain 5 a.m. Okay, not at 5 p.m.
Is that tonight or tomorrow?
tonight.
Tonight. Okay. Yeah. I have a carbine class this weekend, so it might rain for my carbine class.
Carbine?
Yeah, carbine is a semi-automatic rifle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. 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 We're not quite a religion. Not exactly that. But we may sound like it at some time. For you guys. I don't know if I get to use the we yet. Yeah. The royal we. I couldn't hear you. An interlocutor. Yeah. Yeah, if I get good at advertising, yeah. Ollie's showing off his busking skills. If he's not gonna make any friends, he's gonna make some money.
Grab my jack.
Stay hydrated. You can have those or yeah. I think
So close. Almost had something. You said you could do a fourth angle? That would be interesting, I assume, for the video and the live stream. You could do a kind of, you could stick it on that tripod and just replicate that. Or we have to sacrifice a Pokemon. Possibly.
Thanks to FK, like
Yeah, FK, if we could get another scene for like a super wide.
yeah, I guess we're talking. So a fourth angle, and I assume it's going to be to shoulder. Yeah.
To shoulder.
Okay, so here.
Ideally 16:9. Yeah, we're gonna add a fourth angle, like a super wide. So shoulder.
Do you have a job email, or I mean, do you have a?
I do.
Like an extra tripod email?
I do.
Okay.
Give me that battery.
Battery on job email. Excellent, thank you.
We'll get someone eventually. Should you use, yeah. How much battery's left on that battery? There's a button on the bottom, like a black battery. Somewhere. And then it has 4 little lights somewhere. Anyone have time for an interview? Got a few topics here. It's on the front. There's a button somewhere, and then there's 4 green lights. That's not bad. See how it goes with that cell phone. Added. Do.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But,
Any opinion on these topics?
I don't know if I.
Can you see those okay? Can they hear over there? Test, test. Any opinion on those topics? Can't really hear. It might cause, try it. Yeah, maybe put it in front of the, or on the cart, or next to the cart. Testing. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of an echo. Try next to the cart on the, and then there's some way to turn it up too. I forget which. Oh, it's this one. How about this? Test, test. Oh, did you turn it up? Testing. Hello. And ideally, I believe there is a slight echo now. Ideally, it would be bad if it was. Yeah, that's not too bad now. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. I can slightly hear it.
Like I can't hear it very well over the din of everything unless I'm listening for it.
Okay. Small echo. Ultra wide shot.
Can you see the ultra wide now?
Switching to ultra wide. Amazing. Love that. Yes, I can see it.
You see it? Like that frame?
Yeah, perfect. There you go, people. This is our spot. Yeah, that's perfect. That just Mr. Nice. Yeah, then I can go back to here.
We're doing
Why?
interviews.
This is crazy. What we can do with technology.
Okay, I'll just clean it and take it again.
Okay.
So I started asking. Oh, now I'm getting like delayed feedback. Is that coming from the speaker?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, so maybe we should turn it 180 degrees.
Yeah, turn it back around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Do I get? Nope, I don't get it at all now.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Tyrone in the house.
You guys had it set up right before I came and tried to fuck with things.
It's fine.
So one of the epistemological questions, I ended up just going towards epistemology questions with a friend who's very insistent that the Democrats are engaging in voter fraud.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Also invited to do an interview. Anything you like to suggest?
Yeah.
You pick that.
Yeah, a few topics there if you're interested. Or whatever you want.
Technology is about whatever you want. Area that we are like, yeah. That's also first enough.
Cordial curiosity. It's on my card. Although we're not live on Instagram.
There you go.
Somebody.
They actually have to think about something before they
Yeah.
speak. These are the people who think before they speak. So one of the questions I've been sorting through is asking a friend, what is the evidence you're using to determine that voter fraud is going on? And last night he said, because the first question I had, what is the evidence you have that voter fraud has been historically perpetrated on the part of the Democrats? And he pointed me to a couple of Wikipedia articles, including Tammany Hall, Dixiecrats, and there was another one, but in general, it showed some of the historical instances of the Democratic Party engaging in fraud, with Tammany Hall being like a particularly notorious political machine.
Yeah. Anything interesting there you have opinions on? We'd love to chat. We are open. How's it going? Sweet, sweet. Thank you. Thank you for sitting down.
Okay.
Want to use headphones?
Oh, sorry.
Check, check. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My legal name or just
First name.
First name. Tony.
Tony. Cool. My name is Reed. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Cool. Do you come to the park often?
Yep. I live 2 blocks away.
Live 2 blocks away.
I grew up here, so
Sweet,
this
sweet.
is pretty much my neighborhood.
Yeah, such a nice spot. So beautiful.
Yeah, I came here when I was 5 years old. So
You came around this area around your 5 years old?
about 45 years ago.
45 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
How much has it changed? Like, when did the swan boats get here?
These boats been here for a while, but these are pretty new. These been like for the last 2 years.
Okay,
So,
just 2 years, the swan
Yeah,
boats?
yeah. But they were they replaced the old boats, and these are pretty new, and they look very good.
Yeah, they had older paddle boats, but now they have swan versions.
Yes.
Were they always swans or just new swans?
No, these are new
Okay.
swans. Uh-huh.
I love them. It's great.
Oh yeah, they look pretty good at night. Believe me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
nice.
Yeah. I'm done with politics, man. I'm freaking
Done
mad.
with politics. I
But if you
understand.
want to ask me about politics, it's fine with me.
Cool. Do you mind if I record? Is that okay?
Yeah, fine, no problem.
Thank you. Could you hit the top button on that GoPro? On the other side, right there.
This-
It should make a beep. There it is. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, not politics.
Oh, you can ask me about politics, no problem.
It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
If, ideally, I want to help someone reflect on whatever they believe and why,
Uh-huh.
whatever they think. So it could be any claim, any belief they have. Is there anything you believe but tend not to say you believe because other people might think you're a bad person for believing it?
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's my
Yeah.
it's my belief.
Do you have any
It's not
Any
it's not
beliefs like
gonna
that?
change.
Nothing
Well,
will change.
Nothing will change, whatever I say. So but I think the elections has been rigged.
The election has been rigged.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that? Would love to talk about that.
Okay.
Cool. So the election has been rigged.
Yeah.
Okay. The presidential election, I assume. And what do you mean by has been rigged?
I mean, a lot of voter fraud that has been committed by but a lot of people.
Uh huh.
So not only here. I mean, I could talk about here. I just on my building, the building that I own, I used to get a lot of mail
ballots.
mail ballots that people are they already dead like 20 years ago. I'm still getting ballots.
You're still
So,
getting ballots for people
yeah.
who have been dead for
Yes.
20 years
Yes.
at your building that you own.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's an example of voter fraud.
Yes, example
If-
voter fraud. Yeah.
Yep.
And who knows? It can happen anywhere.
So someone could take that ballot and vote for whoever,
For
they
whoever they
wanted,
wanted to.
and that would skew the results.
Yeah. Or here in California, that doesn't really matter because I know California is a blue state. So
Yeah, not a swing state. So
yeah. So, but
is that an accident or is that on purpose? Do you think from someone?
I mean, every time we have elections, local elections and presidential elections, so I don't think it's an accident,
Not an accident.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but it's okay. I don't. It's not of my business, so I don't.
Yeah. Could I get a sense of your confidence about this U.S. presidential election being rigged? If like all the way to the right is absolutely yes, it is rigged.
Mhm.
All the way to the left is absolutely no, it's not rigged.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's your current confidence about that? Okay. Cool. Cool. Could you show that to this camera? About there? All right. And what gets you to that level of confidence? Is it I heard one personal experience example with your building. Anything else that gets you to that confidence?
Just the news. It depends what kind of news we watch into. If you watch CNN, they they'll suppress the news. They don't want to hear it. If you hear, and I used to watch Fox News. Now they're doing the same thing, and so now I move on to Newsmax and OMTV. Now these guys are pretty much legit. They have no bias on the news. They're telling you pretty much what it is.
What I'm hearing you say is when watching the news like CNN and Fox, and they suppress the news in some way.
Yes.
And
yes.
how is that connected to the voter fraud issue?
Because they're not showing what was going on.
They're not showing the voter fraud.
Yeah, they're not showing, and they don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to. They don't. They just focus and believe whatever you want to believe that the president.
Yeah.
Won no matter what.
How did you learn about the voter fraud if it wasn't from the news? Like
I always watch news. I watch news all the time.
Yeah. Did you learn about the voter fraud through the news or through somewhere else?
Through the news and through Facebook. Well, Facebook pretty much also they're suppressing, like conservatives like me. If I want to put something, against Biden or some, they block me. So that's how they're working right now.
If you try to post something on Facebook that's against Biden,
yes,
Facebook will block you, or
yes.
Or what do you mean by that?
No, they're not blocking me. They
stop your post from going anywhere.
Yeah, they stop my post for going in for 24 hours, and they say, we're gonna check back and all the stuff. And
do they remove the post or put a warning on the post?
No, they put a warning on the post.
Put a warning on the post.
Put a warning on the post. Yeah.
Okay.
And it depends if it is like really, really, for example, they don't want to talk about whatever his son is doing, whatever he did, shady business is doing. They say, oh, this is a fake news. It's a fake news. So it's okay. It's
who says it's fake news?
Facebook, and you didn't hear it from CNN. You didn't hear it from the only people you hear is from Fox News and the other guys, but you don't hear it from the other networks.
Gotcha. All right. So you're about that confident. What else gets you to that level of confidence? So I'm hearing you saying some suppression on the news and social media. What else gets you to that level of confidence?
Yeah.
What reasons why?
I mean, you see it. They can post anything about Trump. It's a news 24 hours, like whatever 24 hours, and they don't stop by talking about it.
The news, the mainstream news.
Yes.
And they're saying they can't stop talking about Trump. What do you mean by that?
Like for example, whenever they talk about the taxes.
The taxes.
The taxes. So I don't really care whether he pays taxes or not. It's up to the individual. So it's you are the one who's gonna be responsible for your own.
Yeah. How does that? I think that's an example of how the media is biased against Trump.
Yes.
The taxes example.
Yes.
Let's get back to the rigged, the election is rigged idea and claim. What I'm hearing you say is the media is biased against Trump. Some social media is biased against Trump. How does this connect to the voter fraud media of the election?
Because they don't want to investigate. They see what's going on and they don't want to investigate.
What's going on?
If they really are good reporters, they don't want to investigate.
What's the best evidence of voter fraud you've seen?
There are videos. How come those two channels that I mentioned they're showing, and even though it has to be 100% charitable. If you want to inform the people, it has to be for everybody, not just for individuals. So that's the way I think that they're suppressing, the the information.
I'm hearing you say that the media needs to be more
Open,
fair, more
fair,
open, more
yes,
charitable,
yes. More balanced, more open.
more balanced.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is getting to that level of confidence about the voter election being rigged and the fraud? What's the best example? What's the best evidence for the fraud at this point? Is it something? Is it like a video? Is it someone saying there's fraud?
Well, since the last 2 days, I've been watching reports that the mail a lot of mail fraud from there was a mail carrier that they got it on video, and he mentioned that he uh, the boss made him dump some mail uh, the day after the election and change the date.
What I'm hearing you say is some mail carrier, mail worker for like the U.S. for
USPS,
USPS
yes.
saw his boss do something nefarious.
No, his boss told him to do that.
His boss told the mail carrier
Yes.
to dump mail,
to dump all the mail,
all the ballots,
all the ballots,
and change them,
and change the dates.
like
that way they can be counted.
like open the envelope.
No, not open it. You don't open the envelope.
You don't.
You just stamp it.
You just stamp it.
Yeah, you stamp it with the date.
How does that relate to fraud?
It is big deal because a certain day you want to have the mail by, and that mail was 1 day late.
1 day late.
Yes.
I'm still confused. All right.
Let's say, for example, the elections were 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
So the guy who collect all the mail was yesterday.
Okay.
Okay. So what?
So those votes won't be counted in the election, or they will be counted.
They will be counted. They were counted because they dumped everything over there.
Are they like delaying them for some reason?
Yes.
What is the purpose of dumping the mail and delaying in the mail? Is that what I'm hearing you say? Is they're delaying the mail from being counted, or
not delaying, just to add the mail to the rest of the ballots to be counted?
Is it like fake ballots that they're adding? And
they're not fake ballots; they're real ballots. But
real ballots.
The reason is that they were late. You have some kind of time. So and that's why a lot of states like Pennsylvania and Georgia and Michigan, they want an extra day. They want an extra because that way they're giving extra time for them to
the mail-in ballots take extra time to count them.
So they have a chance to work, whatever they want to do.
So it's real ballots. They're just coming in a little bit late.
Yes.
How does that relate to voter fraud?
It is voter fraud. I mean, it's voter fraud.
Because it's not counted the day of the election?
Yes.
If it's not counted by like midnight of November 3rd, to November 4th.
Yes.
Then what I'm hearing you say is the votes should not be counted after midnight of November 3rd?
No, because they have a cutoff time.
November 3rd is the day we count votes.
Yes.
And anything after is like fake. It should not, anything after November 3rd should not be counted.
Should not be counted. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what they're fighting about. That's what they're going to the courts for. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a rule? How did you know about that rule?
Well, that's what I found out. That's what they litigating. All the lawyers, the president lawyer are litigating all this stuff. So
the president is starting to get involved and like getting legal involved because people are, states are starting to count ballots after November 3rd.
And not only that, there are a lot of stuff that is going on. So it's
a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. So they have a lot of proof. So if they're going to do that is because they have potential, solid evidence that they can do that. So for that, I leave it to them. So
if they're real ballots, votes from real people, and they just count them a day late or like a week late, how does this relate to voter fraud? It's just they're past the date, and we no longer should count stuff after that date.
Yep.
But that's not skewing any results of the election.
It is.
Is it?
It is because see those states. they stopped counting the votes.
Yeah.
And by the next morning, the president was ahead, and then the next morning it was pretty much even. So
Yeah, but-
how can it happen?
Yeah, because they kept counting the ballots because they had a bunch
Yeah, but if they
in a
have
pile.
but if
They
they
just
have a
count them.
cutoff time, they shouldn't stop. They should stop counting, not adding more votes.
Not adding more
Yes,
because
and that's what happened.
because the date is already passed,
Yes,
and we need to have a cutoff date.
Yeah.
It's not like we have the ballots that have been postmarked before the dates, and even if they arrive the day of, we still need to take time to count them. If we just count them and we run out of time, we just stop counting. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Okay.
yeah. Well, this is my point of view. I don't know. So I leave it.
Yeah.
They know better than me. So. Okay, we can go to the next topic if you want.
Next topic. Sure, we can wrap it up here.
Yeah.
We can do another. We can bring someone else to
Okay.
chat with you about some other topic.
Okay.
We'd love to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hang on. Would anybody like to chat with Tony here? He wants to do another topic. Feel free. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anytime. I'm sorry. Okay.
That was good. That was good. I think I understand your position. That's good. Cool.
Howdy.
Hey.
Oh, let me point this here.
And what is the purpose of these interviews?
This is to demonstrate how to have conversations with people,
Okay.
no matter whether you agree with them or not.
Okay. Good.
I think-
we need that.
Yeah, we need that. I think there's a lot of time in this country where people won't listen to the other side at all.
That's true. Uh-huh.
So
Like, I think he got surprised about me.
maybe
Yeah.
I'm pretty okay with that surprise.
Okay.
So what do you have? Your name is
Money.
Tony.
Yes.
Yes. And do you have something you believe that you would like to talk to me about?
We already talked about politics. So,
Right.
So it is. We can talk about this.
Sure. What is this? The lake?
I mean, all the homeless people.
Oh yeah, the homeless
yeah.
people around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your experience of the homeless? There's just for context, all around the lake, there's
Uh-huh.
these dotted little groups of
And not only here.
homeless tents.
Yes. It's not only here.
Right.
I see
Over
them
at
by my
MacArthur Park
house,
this morning, I
by
saw.
my house and
Yeah.
everywhere. So it's just, the government is not doing enough.
Okay.
And to control them.
Okay.
And,
So the government is failing to something with the homeless people.
yes.
What should the government be doing?
Well, at least they provide them with shelters. We have a lot of empty buildings over there on the east side
Uh-huh.
that they can open for them, especially right now that the winter is coming.
Okay, so there's buildings on the east side of LA
East
that
LA.
should be open
Okay.
to be homeless shelters.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I mean, I don't know why they're not doing that. I already, explained it to one of my councils here,
Yeah.
and they can take all these people over there and take care of them over there.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're safe, and have some decency, life.
Yeah.
So
Do you think COVID matters in the question? Like if I had a building that was set up for 2019, it's not set up right. It's people are too close, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I completely don't know what's going on with this. I am utterly uninformed. So I'm guessing.
it's like living in an apartment.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own apartment and everybody
Okay.
lives their own life. So they can do the same thing on the building. I mean, this is the United States. You know
Okay.
what? I'm telling you, I'm believe me, I'm from El Salvador,
Uh-huh.
and this is true, and you can Google it. My other president over there has done better job than this one here.
Okay.
taking care of the people over there. And that country over there is one of the poorest country in the whole world. And he's been successful by taking care of his own people.
Uh-huh.
And this guy has the highest rating in the whole world. The best
Oh.
president.
Excellent. He has
Yeah.
a really high rating in
Yeah,
El Salvador.
you can Google it. You can
I
Google
believe
it.
you.
Yeah, you can Google it.
What's his name?
Bukele.
Bukele.
Yeah, Bukele. He's
Bukele.
brilliant. So just one example.
Yeah.
Because I go there every 6 months, so, and
Okay.
I see this, and believe me, I grew up here.
Uh-huh.
So I grew up here, and I pretty much know everything
Uh-huh.
what's going on. So it's really sad for me to see this.
Yeah.
So even in a poor country, you don't see this.
You don't see
Because
this.
you don't see this because, I mean, people over there, they are taken care of
Okay.
very well. Yes.
So,
So-
the solution, I hear you saying, is to make the housing that currently is not available more available for all these people.
Well, they have those buildings. I think, I mean, if all they gotta do is just, I don't know who the owner of the building, but at least if they collecting taxes and say, hey, we can work something out. Let's rent or give us the building
Okay.
and we get even with the taxes, property taxes and
Oh, I see.
then you gotta work it out, with the government. By talking, you can get along with people,
Hmm.
So and so here the mayor is totally, for me, it's totally dumb.
The mayor here is.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So, let's see. I guess
because
how do you?
it really worries me because I haven't been I haven't been to the park for the last 2 weeks because I was out of the country.
Yeah.
So I just came today and tried to see, but I see more people now and it worries me.
Oh, the
because-
people here.
yeah,
There are
here.
more of them here
There's
than
more
2 weeks ago.
on the area over there. I see
Yeah.
more and it really worries me because rain is coming
Yes.
and it's gonna be hard on them.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard on them, and I mean, it's sad. It's sad, and it seems like the local officials they don't really care about it,
Huh.
Uh-huh.
So, is there? If I don't, there's so many questions I have, and I don't know what's
Uh-huh.
going on here. I'm very
No, you can ask me anything.
uncertain
Uh-huh.
About this. So, how do you know that these homeless people could go to those buildings, for example?
Just by talking to them, I've seen some co-workers over there. They come in before. And
Okay.
they can allocate them. Hey.
Okay.
know
So
what?
you've talked to some of the people they're here, and they've said if those buildings were available, they could go there.
They can go there. Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just by talking to them, you can ask them
Okay.
and say, hey, I see a lot of some organizations that they come and
Yeah.
bring them food, so they can they can work it out. They can say, hey, you know what, or they can work with the local government and say, hey, we have these people here, we need to allocate them. Why we don't do that?
Oh, I can think of a lot of reasons if I were to ask them. I could pretend what they would say, like there wasn't enough money in the budget, or they might have excuses. I don't really know.
You know what? Money, there is always money. Well, you know how much money I pay on taxes.
Yeah.
So there is always money. So money is not an excuse. And you know what? Talking about money,
Yeah.
if they don't have money, they are the one who destroyed this economy because by the locking down the whole city
Okay.
and there is no revenues, So they pretty much it's on their fault,
Uh-huh.
Because I mean they need to open up. They need at least, I know that the COVID and everything, but I mean we're not gonna have COVID, all the time.
Right.
At least we have to, something.
Yeah,
We have to live with it.
I do expect this to end. When we get a vaccine, I expect it to end really fast. It's hard to say.
But you know what? The vaccine, I hear a lot of people that talking a lot of politics. They say they don't trust the vaccine, and then, it's up to it's up to you. It's up to the people who want to take it or not.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
first in line. Give me that vaccine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Believe me.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I agree. It's a very strange situation.
It's for for the safety for everybody. I mean, either it works or not work. You take a chance.
Yeah. So, of these people here, do you have any idea? You've talked to them some.
Some
Do you have any
some of
idea?
them I talk to them, because they see me in the morning, because I come in the morning
You
and
come and walk, yeah.
in the morning and the afternoon. So I see them, and whenever they're they need something, I'll give it to them. So it's safe.
Yeah.
When they ask you, they ask you, it's safe for you to give them.
Yeah.
Pretend not to pick or ignore them. So it's I rather give them
Is it safe to feed them?
to give them money or
Money?
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's safe for you.
Sure.
So for that reason, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
Do you have any notion about whether these people have become homeless like this year because of COVID, like losing their job? Is that likely?
pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
And some of them, I would say some of them is because of that, and some of them because they have been out of jail too,
Okay.
and they got nowhere to go. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, they got out of jail and they got nowhere to go. So they just and places, and some people that they didn't have money for rent.
Yep.
So I mean, we're living in a pretty tight spot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it seems like the cost of living in this city is high enough that it would be hard to have enough money to be out of work for a year and not end up here in the park.
Well, yeah. Tell me about it. I haven't been working for 8 months.
Wow.
But thank God that I have. I'm getting money from the unemployment and from the union. So that's not it's not my worries right now. But eventually that's gonna run out sometime. Yeah.
So I have a question from the audience.
Uh-huh.
Is there any reason to not take the vaccine?
I don't see why.
Okay.
I don't see why. I mean, it's take a risk.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're risking our life by getting the COVID. So if there is any possibility that we can get a cure, why not?
Right. So the
Uh-huh.
vaccine might have some risk, but it's less risk than the COVID.
Then the COVID, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I look at it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like would I like to take a trip on a motorcycle or in a car for the same distance, and a car safer? So yeah, I'll take the car.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me tell you a personal story. Because
Yeah.
my wife she's a nurse,
Yes.
and she handles a lot of patients with COVID.
Ah,
Yeah. So
I bet she has
So-
really good masks. Oof.
I know, but she get tested every week. I
Okay.
get tested too in case
Uh-huh.
But but still, it is what it is. So it's a matter of luck. That's the way I see it.
Yeah,
You get
there's randomness to it, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah. So and besides, you have to take care of yourself too. You have to do exercise. You have to
Sure,
eat,
yeah.
eat well. So those are factors that you can contribute. I mean, you can do better in your life.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself either way. I bet being in good shape might help you get over COVID better, but it probably wouldn't keep you from getting it.
yes.
Yeah, being a carrier.
Yes. So it's like I was telling you, I was watching the news this morning, and I sat down for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I was getting all depressed, and I said, you know what? I gotta go, gotta get out of here. So I rather go. So that's why I came here.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's the only thing that you can avoid getting depressed, and it's good for your health anyway.
Okay. I have a question about your prior talk. Somebody's asking, is a vote counted late less important?
It, uh, if it's legal, yes. If it's legal, but if it's illegal, isn't important.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So the question is
Because
whether the rules are being followed
Yes.
as far as the standard.
Yes.
So as long as they follow whatever rules were put in place ahead of time, are you happy?
I'm happy. I'm
Good.
very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, me
I
too.
just want to have transparency. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, transparency, and that's it.
indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
that's the whole thing. Transparency, and that's whoever wins. You know what? And I'm glad if he wins, if Biden wins, I'm glad. Let me give him a shot. See
Yeah.
if we change something. Because we need some break.
Okay.
We need some changes. And see if we can change something.
Mhm.
So I'm not against him. I'm not. No.
If you have your favorite change, no matter who wins, what would be the favorite change you'd want to see made? What do you want to change in the world, or maybe in the government?
And the government, equal justice for everybody.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Uh-huh.
So really, really, the 14th Amendment all the way.
Yes.
Is that every person has an equal shot.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How would you do that? What would you do to make that?
And not only, and it's not because I don't see racism as a problem for me because I never been involved with that.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really care about that. But some people do, and that's why I'm fighting for them, or I'm vocal for them because that's the way they feel. So it's just for them to feel free, that America is not a bad place for them.
Good. Yeah.
So, because we have a bad reputation, believe me. If I travel a lot, and we have, as an American, we have a lot of bad reputation.
Yeah. I online, I have met a lot of racists online, talking to people, doing these kinds of discussions. Really openly racist are Americans. I can tell by their accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. But and that's why I try to I stay away and from everything. So I rather to see it and see how they behave, and then I can jump. Like you saw me, but
Yeah.
so I just trying to see what was going on.
Yeah. It's good to check these things out.
So it's not to jump in, at the beginning, and it's not good.
Okay.
So what else?
Equal justice. I'm interested in this. Somebody's asking, is justice objective or subjective? Is this something that could we look at something and everybody agree that justice was handled in this case, or I'm just picking any case?
I'm picking, especially like, as far as, I have nothing against police.
Mm-hmm.
They have nothing done wrong to me because
Okay.
I have never broke the law. So, but I see it, and I mean, and I mean, they should get better trained on that, and that's where we should start working on it.
Okay.
On the special injustice reform. We can start working on it.
The good way or the best way to address the injustice is better police training.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it seems like the injustice might be in direct interaction with the police then. Is it the police maybe? Is it the whole system behind? You know, like if you go to court, is there still injustice happening there?
You know what? I never been in that situation because I never been in court. But I see it on people that they never got a good treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just because by the color or you know, or color of the skin or or depends on your money situation,
Yeah.
whatever. So things, you know, things might, you know, it can change.
There's a
Yeah.
friend of mine who taught me to dive and clean boats,
Uh-huh.
and he spent 12 years in prison.
Okay.
And in that prison, they had very distinct groups based on race.
Uh-huh.
They had the black people, and they had Mexican people, and they had the white people. And the guards very much supported this division.
Okay.
And that blew my mind that the guards would want to reinforce
Okay.
the separation that was happening inside the prison. Very weird to me. So
Well,
that's an odd one.
That is happening here too. Believe
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So it's and well, you see what happened with all these people that has been killed. So
Mm-hmm.
from I mean they can handle it better. You know.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle it better. So if there's no reason for them to be killed. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You don't see that in another country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why here? Only here. So I mean, it's uh, it's sickening, you know. It's and it affects everybody, you know, everybody. See all the riots and all the looting and everything.
Yep.
What's going on? So who pays the price? We pay the price.
All of us. Yeah.
So
All of us, and some of us more than others. A lot.
yeah. So it's it's not fair. It's not fair. Just because politicians they don't want to do any changes.
Uh-huh.
So it's not because see, like I put you an example. The mayor, he say, okay, he's for defunding the police. Okay, he's okay with that. He's okay.
Okay.
But how about if we say, okay, we're gonna defund you, security? How is it gonna feel? It makes sense, huh?
So what part gets defunded matters a lot. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I am firmly convinced with you. I agree completely that the number one thing that I would want fixed is better equality,
yes.
better. I don't mean better treatment for everybody. I mean more equal treatment for everybody.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And I'm telling you because I hear it from my daughter. My daughter, she went to school here. She's a lawyer, so she tells me everything. So, and pretty much, it's really sad to hear things, like that.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, well, but we, it is what it is. It is, and there is nothing we can do right now unless there is people, by voting their right representative or make some changes so they can do it, just like they did with Trump. So he was doing something wrong. Boom, they cut him off. So
what do you think that they reacted to?
I don't know. There were a lot of things. I know he did a lot of good things, but I think for me the most that he was too cocky.
He was too cocky.
Yeah.
They shut him down because he was too cocky.
Yeah, too cocky. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and people, believe me, they don't like that.
Yeah.
too cocky. It's not good. Not good. Yeah. And,
Yeah, I should be careful about that, not be too cocky myself. Somebody will vote against me.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. And then they have all the establishment, all the media, and everything against him. So, but it's because of that, because he talked too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he talked himself out of somebody's votes.
Yeah. But he delivered. He delivered. You know what? Even
Okay.
though he delivered, he did a lot of things.
What kind of things did he deliver?
Like prison reform.
Prison reform.
Yeah, prison reform.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
What did he do in the prisons?
He got out a lot of black people out of the prison.
Okay.
Yeah. So and economy was great. I mean, it's panic too. Unemployment went out, and I made more money when he became a president than when Obama and Bush was here. So
Okay.
yeah, for me, he really did good, on the economy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hear that he released a bunch of people from prison, probably disproportionately black people, but in any case, released a bunch of people from prison.
Mm-hmm.
Did he cause them to shorten their sentences or make parole easier, or how did that happen?
No, it's just it was something in the work with Obama, but Obama never finished it, so he jumped on it. So and he took advantage of it, and
Okay.
he did it. He did it successfully.
Okay.
So and the last thing that he just have a lot of accomplishment with these deals and UAE and all these countries, the Arab countries.
Sorry. Helicopter.
Yeah, it's from the building right there.
Yeah. Okay, so he made a deal with the United Arab Emirates,
Yeah,
UAE.
yeah.
Okay.
The peace, the peace deals with all these countries that he made in the Middle
Okay.
East. Yeah. So, and there things that he did okay, things that he did not do good too.
Okay, so we've talked about a few things he did well. What's the worst thing he's done in your opinion?
The worst thing, I would say his temper. His temper. So, yeah.
Okay, so it's back to his talking. It's back to how he responds directly. So, in terms of policy, there's just no bad thing.
No bad things. Yeah, but
Okay.
his temper is the one who. That's why he loses everything.
Okay.
Yeah, his temper. He lost the election on that.
Lost the election on his temper. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you very much for this conversation.
Oh, thank you.
I've enjoyed it. We have an Eric. Is Eric still here, or did Eric depart? Eric had to head off. Okay. So thank you very much for this conversation. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tony.
I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I got my stress out.
Yes, enjoy. Thank you. I'd like to give you a puzzle piece. See one of those colors? Yeah, you can take any one.
Okay.
This is an obvious bribe to get you to come back for the other two and have more conversations.
Oh, cool. When are you guys gonna be here next time?
We're not sure. We've been trying to go to a couple different places, but they've been not working out. So we're back here. So we'll be doing Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm not sure which days we'll be here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I want to stop by. Does it rain?
Yes. If it rains, we're packing it up real quick because this stuff doesn't like rain.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So that was a fun conversation. We will continue to try to hawk people down. Yes, thank you. I saw you. I saw you make the recommendation that I focus on a single topic, and that seemed to be very difficult.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I was not getting something I could really analyze much. It's like the homeless people are here. Yes, they should have a place to otherwise go, and yes, it's about money. So this isn't really. It doesn't come down to believing a thing or not. Yeah. But rapport happens anyway. Yep. Good rapport. So, any positives or negatives of Trump's COVID managers as seen by the interlocutor? Yes, I could have also asked that. I didn't want to challenge him on any one particular position. It would almost be like bringing up a particular thing. If I were to bring up something, definitely COVID response would have been one that a messenger that I shot. I also shot the messenger of tariffs with China, trade war. What do we think about that? Do we think that was good or bad? Was that beneficial or not beneficial? As it turns out, things like that. So let's see. There was an ultra wide shot. You can see us way out over here. Here we are, a wide shot. You can see people walking by and offering them water, free water. And only about half of them. Oh, hello, pretty. There's a pretty little duck girl here. Hello, the pretty. Yes, there's a pretty duck just sitting here, almost offering to be an interviewee. Yes, nice duck. Trade war as a topic is awesome. Yeah, it's very, and we're actually very close to MacArthur Park. MacArthur Park is roughly that way, about an hour's walk. Yeah, a lot like MacArthur Park, especially in the areas where there's a whole bunch of tents around. Except, I was just by MacArthur Park this morning, and there were a lot of tents. There were a lot of homeless folk taking over a lot of the space there, like they are here. But there's a huge difference in that here, the place doesn't have any trash around. I think the homeless people have said, if we keep the trash away, we'll get away with it more. And yes, clearly that's the case. Here in Echo Park, from what I can see, from where I'm sitting, the homeless folk have done an excellent job of being good neighbors. So, thumbs up on that. Thank you. And I'm personally really happy that the local municipal have not decided to pull out the nightsticks and tell their uniformed people to make them have to find a different one. Yeah. Yes, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope. I think we might have been on even with Facebook, but that might have been too much something. Tyrone in the house. Oh yeah, that's it. Yes. Today, free water. We're also doing free speech today. If you have time for an interview. Thank you. You already have drinks. You don't need our water. Free water. Stay hydrated. Let's see. And we have the wide shot. Hello, wide shot. In this shot, you can't see the duck that was just down here looking around for something. She has gone over there in order to talk to one of the vendors, hoping the vendor will drop some carbohydrates upon the ground. Let's see, we have this. Oh, wow. Just the one-on-one. Okay. Well, and actually, in the moment, if I'm speaking with you, this is what I would do. That would be a good shot. And then 3 vertical. This is if anybody from the Discord would like to jump in. And what did the doc want to talk about? Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates specifically, especially those that have extra salt in them. Oh, Oh, the guy just did it. Oh, the vendor who was cleaning up some stuff just took a big old handful of carbohydrates and plopped them down, and now she is just eating like a bird. Which, by the way, is something like eating a significant fraction of your body weight every day. Yeah, yeah. Somebody want to join in and talk to us? That would be fine. Yes. IL Doctor Doc claim carbohydrates that have extra salt in them. Yes, indeed. Yeah, nothing to say in the moment. That's fine. So, Nathan, if I could ask you a question. In the case, I was speaking with Tony, and the kind of what do you, answers he was giving kept me from being able to get down to a claim that could be analyzed for whether the belief was reasonable. If you say the government should do something about homeless people, that's like okay. And do you believe the government should? Yes, obviously they do. It's not one of these factual claims; it's an opinion claim, and so it can be difficult to dig down through regular epistemology.
So what was your question about it? I mean,
so my question is, in that case, do you have some some cool ways to direct that back to something we can do SE on?
yeah, I mean, I usually just say, oh, what's your idea for what the government should be doing? If you were the governor, oh yeah, new person.
No,
I would basically just say like
hitting up everybody that goes past it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would just say like, if you were the governor or if you were the mayor, what would be your course of action? What would you want to do? I think you might have asked that though in different words, but
I think I did.
Yep.
Yep. Good. Okay. Good. I'm glad I went down at least the right path. And I'll review it later and see if anybody has any feedback for me, like, oh, I missed this opportunity to something go down this other thing.
I would love to hear more about what his thoughts were on the election, since that's like on my mind a lot today. Was the claim that there was fraud? That was the claim, right?
Yes, that there was fraud, and it apparently it even got down to, and that fraud was expecting votes to be counted that, or maybe the fraud was to apply postmarks to things that were not obviously acquired on time, something like that. So the claim was a little bit vague, and it sounded to me like it was copied from talking points. So I was back over there not having to shoot my messengers and whispering things at Kimberly saying, oh, wow, that one. So, I enjoy these when I don't have to shoot my messengers.
There's a little delay. Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. The thought that was going through my mind was, if voter fraud wasn't happening, what should we expect to see? Or if it was true that that the voter fraud was marginal or insignificant, how would that reality be different than this reality?
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, but it was an interesting talk. We're gonna talk
that's almost
to a
the
lot
wrong
of people
question.
that have those sorts of claims coming up. I'm sure, like in the coming days and weeks, there's gonna be a lot of conspiratorial thinking about it. Yeah.
Free water. Indeed. Okay. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of foot traffic, and we've not had very many takers yet. Water. Have water. You might already have some water. That's great. Free water. and free speech. You have to choose one. No, that's not true. Not at all correct. You could totally have both at once. Mm. So Nathan, you've been doing over the last few months, you've been doing a tremendous amount of effort on perfecting these list of Vin Diesel's questions.
Yes.
Are you mostly complete with that? Do you feel ready and done, or are you still grinding through things?
I think it'll be an ongoing project. There's no reason why it ever needs
Okay.
to stop being worked on. But for the most part, yeah, I'm happy with the new additions we've made to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's hard to do. It's hard to make it, but it's really rewarding once it's finished. Some of the improvements we've made are really nice.
We nailed it with the. Okay, so we just had an interlocutor come by and read our list of questions and say, "Oh, you nailed it!" I'm like, we nailed it with the questions. Okay.
All right. Oh, we can cut these off.
Okay. Are we at completion? Are we wrapping up?
Oh, we're good.
No, we're good.
Maybe another half hour or so.
All right. Yeah, we no longer need sun protection, so we're putting the umbrellas down. We could even strike those if you wanted to. I don't know if that's
Maybe,
important. Only takes a few minutes in the difference. Okay. Yes. Yeah. During the Atelinkus, Kimberly ignored a phone call, so she's going to go return that now. It's strange how engaging these things are. It's like, I don't want to miss anything. Oh. Hey, you want the ultra wide? Sure. There's the ultra wide. Looking very. We've got decent free water. Stay hydrated. We're also doing free speech. I think Reed is slightly amused by the free water free speech thing. You could choose any topic you like. Those are just some suggestions. Thank you. Yeah. It almost seems like later in the day, people are more willing to stop and engage. I get it. It's a distinct. Or early in the day, I was getting about 50-50 even like eye contact response on the free water option. And it seems like the later in the day we get, the more willing people are to stop and look, stop and engage. It's up to 2/3. So that's a good thing. Reed and I were speaking about going to San Diego on a Sunday, sometime probably in November. And I think we have to schedule it for after his car service appointment on November 16th. So it'll be after the second half of the month if we do that. Yeah. Got to figure out exactly when. There's a couple of contingencies ahead of it, but otherwise we will probably add a day. That probably means that we're still going to do like the Tuesday and the Friday and then do a Sunday just because we're gluttons for punishment. We love this stuff. And that would be a chance. I would get a chance to meet Mind Onion face to face at distance with masks. Okay, so Troublemaker asks, I had to run earlier. Can you tell me about the Memento Mori medallion, please? Yes. Could I put you in and talk to Gigi about the Memento Mori medallion? Is that something you're up for? Sure. Okay. Yeah, free water speech. Yes. Yeah. Magic water, holy water. Would you like a card so you can see our stuff? We're doing a live stream on YouTube and Twitch, and this is about street epistemology is about conversation where we speak to people, and it doesn't matter whether we agree with them or disagree. We can still take them seriously. I think a lot of people have a problem where they look at somebody who's ever on the other side of their thing, and they won't take them seriously. So that's what we're trying to do.
Oh, okay, so basically you get other people's opinions. Stuff about
Yeah,
the
we ask you anything you like.
I don't even look okay to be on YouTube right now. But thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
Thank you. She's not even sure it's okay to be on YouTube. She might come back around to that. So far, being on YouTube hasn't scared or hurt me at all. It's been just fine. Hasn't even been an issue. Behind every decent street epistemologist is a great teacher. He just moved out of the scene. Oh well, it was good. Maybe it was good timing. Free water. Sure. There you go. What's up?
Can you hear me?
I hear you well.
The chair's wobbly.
Yeah. It's been two. Maybe.
They're pretty nice chairs.
They're decent chairs. They're not very expensive either. I think these cost about $23 each. Purchased at Costco. Probably imported from China.
So Gigi wanted to talk to me about my Memento Mori coin.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about it? I learned about it from Ryan Holiday.
Mhm.
He has a series of books about Stoicism
Okay.
and ancient, philosophy. And one of them, I think, his books have this, idea about Memento Mori, and then they have a coin about it. I think it was like the ego is the enemy or something.
Okay.
But it's a Stoic principle about, Memento Mori, remembering that you will going to die one day.
Yeah.
So it's like just about keeping that in mind, keeping that relevant to your choices, making wise choices in relevance to that.
Uh-huh.
Are situations, are you in like a stressful situation, and like how relevant is that to like big picture stuff, like
Mhm.
it's like not getting too drawn into like everyday distractions and things getting you down. It's like keeping a bigger picture about things, and this stuff what I get from it. There's probably more that Ryan and other Stoics say about it, but I like it for that.
Yeah. I have a mental note to actually have you teach me about Stoicism a bit. I have not learned. I've been exposed to it. I respect what I understand of it, and I know that I don't understand nearly enough.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with it either. I've only read a few of the books, and there's more stuff to learn, at least for me. But it's like, the main idea is like the serenity prayer, like God grant me
Okay,
the ability to
accept the things I cannot change,
accept
change
things-
the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
It's like not only being worried about things in your control, and that includes your thoughts and
Okay.
your emotions, like recognizing thoughts and emotions, negative emotions, but not, being, open to feeling them. Just those are in your control. You don't have to react to them. You can,
Okay.
be in control of those. They don't have to rule over you. You can feel them, but you don't have to be in control.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna grab the other tablet.
Sure. That all together. Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I've got it. I've got the tablet and keyboard both hooked to a battery, all in one unit.
Yeah. Is Nathan in there? He's in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and I think Harry might jump in.
Harry? Oh, hey, Harry, UK.
I should have convinced juggling to get surveys. Yeah, I actually intend to have surveys available. I've been waiting for. I was waiting for cash flow before I went and printed them off,
Right.
and now actually my personal cash flow has really loosened up because I got a stimulus check. So like, oh, okay, now I don't have to think about it anymore. So now I'm thinking about what business cards and taking off the pad of surveys.
So we can scratch your funding request, or do you still want funding for
Oh
something?
no, I still want the funding request. I don't want to actually take it over. Reed is asking because I did put in a funding request to SEI, and right now it's just a matter of we're writing spreadsheets and defining exactly what things are and showing receipts and things. Yeah. Okay. Harry, it's good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a month and a half or 2 months. I think it might have been since we stopped doing book club together on Saturday mornings early. And I am still reading the books we were on at the time. I did add one, Jonathan Haidt's Righteous Mind.
Nice.
That's one that I'm reading right now, and then I've also got.
We have a few topics if you're interested. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is that for a different server or for something else?
Harry and I were part of a book club that was on the Infinite Regress server with Mark Angelotti. A nice, tight little book club that we were doing for a while. Then Mark was doing his had some medical things come up.
Oh no.
With his wife. Well, his wife's going in for kidney transplant that he was donating.
Oh, he's giving his wife his kidney.
He's giving his wife a kidney.
A kidney.
Yeah,
an actual one.
Yeah, so that's a big deal.
Wow.
So that that and some delays ended up putting the book club on hold a little bit. I'll make it back to it. Okay. It was very enjoyable and also hard for me to keep up with, given my show. The show takes so much of my attention every week that I have an extra 3 or 4 hours to read a book.
Yeah.
Might mean I have to skip a live stream. And like, where do I put my priorities? Yeah. Yay for video.
Okay.
Ah. I've got a side report from Foyle. We saying that 1 day filming permits cost $600, and the only way to get it lower than that is a significant discount is if we're a student.
Okay.
So, student? Oh, student of what? I could become a student. I could take a class. I'm sure I could find a class I would be really into.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hello, Harry.
Hey.
No.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you, Harry.
Can
I
you hear
do.
us? Oh no, I can see him.
Good.
Still can't hear you. We could hear you a second ago. Getting chilly.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. How about now?
Good thing I'm sort of thick and
Yes, now.
I'm sort of thick and cool off very slowly.
How's it going?
I'm ready to join in if I can be heard.
Yes. Yes, we hear you.
We can hear you.
Harry.
Can you hear us?
Okay. I can't hear them, but I don't know why that is. Maybe it's my shit.
Oh, darn.
I guess not.
What's going on? One second.
Well, let us know when he can hear us, I guess.
I do have him muted by the looks of it. It's not muted. I bet. So I just plugged in a microphone, so I'm wondering whether it's trying to do audio through the microphone. It doesn't say. It says it's being through.
We hear Harry very well.
Yeah, thank you. I can't hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you. But, okay, maybe if I turn off my Bluetooth, because sometimes that can ruin things. Okay.
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 Brexit, I hear.
No, that's pretty much it. Almost done.
Yeah. It's not too late. They could turn back. Europe would have them again. But I'm just a remoter. Oh well.
Yeah.
They don't let me vote in Britain, so my opinion doesn't count for much. There's very pleasant green smells around here. We don't have the ultra wide enough thing for the smell-o-vision, but we are downwind of pleasant green sharing.
If we can smell that, and that's been exhaled from people,
Yes.
that's molecules from someone's lungs.
Yep.
So if they had COVID, then we would be smelling stuff that was in their lungs. How does that work?
Okay. The stuff from their lungs is a volatile that is not being carried as a droplet, but is actually volatilized as a volatilized oil or something like that, and that's how we're smelling it. The particles are not virus sized; they can literally be molecular sized. They volatilize into a full gas.
So it's a smaller particle or a larger particle?
So a smaller particle.
A smaller particle than a virus?
Like, let's say you smell paint.
Okay.
You're not smelling particles of paint that are big agglomerations. You're literally smelling individual molecules.
Hello. I'm smelling individual molecules?
Yeah.
Okay. And viruses are made up of a lot of
Yeah,
molecules.
viruses are larger than that.
So we're safe if we're smelling something that's been exhaled.
I'm not going to guarantee you're safe. I don't know that you're safe. I'm saying that
not as
that
at
the
risk.
indication of that you can smell a thing doesn't mean that you are necessarily exposed to virus scale droplets. Now, if I've got my really good mask on that I use for fiberglass,
Yeah.
and I have it sealed up properly, I can't smell you smoking in front of it.
Oh, that's good.
And in that case, that we've pulled all the way down to those kind of things leads me to think that virus scale particles are being filtered out.
That would make sense. Harry, can you hear us?
I can. So I tried to use a real microphone, like a real person,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. So now I'm using crap audio. You get to deal with that.
Oh,
Yep.
well.
It doesn't sound that different.
How's it going?
Wasted money then.
No, not actually. I think that microphone is a Blue Yeti. Am I correct?
It is. It is. It's a Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't used it enough because when I plug it in and out, it changes my audio settings, and I'm not good enough to be able to make it work. I heard you guys talking about stoicism, and it's like my favorite topic. So
Please.
But then it cut out messy audio and stuff. So I wonder where you got that.
What do you think memento mori means for Stoicism from the Stoicism philosophy?
So I think that it's about, well, remember you can die, right? I think the Stoics were actually really crap with death.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it says a lot about how leading a good death means you don't care. But I think the methods of not caring are not apparent. So Aurelius's journals talk, actually you could take them even in a nihilistic sense. So he says like I'm sperm 1 minute, I'm a human, and then I'm dust. So who cares? I'm gonna die anyway. So there's like this nihilistic sense, which I think you can cut it. I actually think that there's better kind of Eastern philosophical practices that a memento mori fits into, kind of a remember you can die, you're mortal kind of frame. I think Stoicism is important in that it says that death is an important aspect of it, but I get most of my philosophy about mortality from a different sector of philosophy.
Cool.
Okay. So you like Stoicism, just not the mortality part.
I love how it's supposed to say that mortality, the be all and end all of death is not the be all and end all, so to speak. It's not a focal point necessarily, but understanding our impermanence is. And I think other philosophies deal with impermanence a little bit better, but I think that it's a wonderful way to get into that kind of idea of we're going to die, so what? And actually the crossover between Stoicism and Eastern philosophy, I'm going to move my camera because I'm noticing that I'm not in frame properly on it.
Okay.
So I'm noticing that no, not that one. I'm noticing that the more and more I read about Eastern philosophies, that they cross over between the Stoic philosophies and kind of Hellenistic Greek philosophies, or later, or even kind of Schopenhauer or whatever. Because Schopenhauer, I can't even get myself framed. Why can't I get myself framed? Not that way, this way. Schopenhauer and things like that. So even when we get to like kind of European philosophy, these points about suffering and how we deal with death and how we think about living and how we think about impermanence. And so I think Stoicism is great at living everyday life. And I think it's a great, it tosses into what it means to live a good life, and a good death, if there is such a thing. But actually, like the methods of doing so, I think Stoicism is really strong on living kind of a life that's much more tranquil and accepting of people's crap behaviors, which I think street epistemology does, right? It's really good at patience. It teaches patience when you sit.
For sure, yeah. Gotta be patient. Gotta hear people out. And just be non-judgmental, at least on the outside. But really, should be non-judgmental. People are mistaken, not evil.
Yeah.
People don't knowingly desire bad things. I like that. how to have impossible conversations.
And 90% less judgmental might be enough.
What, is there a
I've had
guys
Go ahead, Terry.
where evil enters? So when you think, okay, this person is evil, is there such thing in your mind as an evil person?
No.
Yeah.
And what's that person look like?
An evil person is someone who has taken a significant fraction of my in-group and decided that they are an out-group and not humans to be granted rights and fair treatment. I think an evil person is one who wishes to make a lot of my friends into enemies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is evil like a state that can be taken? It's not like an intrinsic property of the person. It's
I agree.
just-
It's not an intrinsic problem. It's a bit like saying somebody's a criminal.
okay.
It's not intrinsic to them that they're a criminal. It's just my opinion that they've done a crime. And in the case of evil, I would say it's like crimes against humanity for me. And I'm a little vague on what exactly that means, because whether they're evil or not doesn't affect any of my choices. It's just a definition for me.
For some reason, after reading Free Will by Sam Harris, it's like I have no excuse for thinking anyone is
Yeah.
evil.
Ah,
I take your point. Like, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
for
cut
some
you off.
reason,
Go on, sorry.
for some reason, that book just inoculated me from saying anyone is evil, because of like, yeah, I can judge someone's actions and then judge someone's beliefs,
okay.
but then it's like, really, if I go down to like the core, it's like reality is just producing stuff happening, and we're part of that, and we have no choice ultimately. So it's hard to judge in that situation, and it's like I can't connect to judgment anymore. So it's,
Do you think determinism teaches compassion? Because a lot of people think that without free will, there's without love.
it does without what?
Love. It invites a certain type of cynicism and nihilism.
It can do that, I'm sure, but it's just, I don't know. Now we're just back to what is persuasive and what gets people to act morally, based on reason and reason and evidence. And now that's just a game we can play, even though we have no free will, and those are standards that we can apply to ourselves and others, all the while having in the back of our mind, it's still not something that we can lay complete blame on. So it's just kind of labeling actions and consequences of actions and beliefs. So it's like, if these set of beliefs produce these actions, then we need to get our beliefs in order and make wise choices and not believe as many false things, so that we can make more wise choices in life and have a better life.
Do you think there's a case for violence? If that fails, in your mind, is there a case for violence?
Sure. Self-defense, or on a societal level, there's a narrow corridor of tyranny versus chaos, and it seems like having a state have the monopoly on violence produces, as an emergent property, the ability to have liberty in a society. Like tons of stuff is a good byproduct of having that, but having a state have a monopoly on violence. But then we can appeal to third parties in a fair process with checks and balances. a lot goes into that. So it's like we've now figured out methods and processes to produce better consequences for society and for ourselves.
Hmm. Hmm. So can the free will essay / book, has that changed your perspective on free will and determinism? Or is that something that really was just kind of the end of the rainbow, so to speak? So it's actually just confirming an idea you already had in your head.
I never really thought about it until I read it.
Mm.
Then I read it and probably didn't even think too much about it at that point. But then I saw a lecture of his in LA. And then I kind of sealed the deal. And then hearing more conversations, through podcasts, it's conversation with David Lieutenant and other people. It's like, I can't get around the arguments.
I
I
don't want to put words in Jurgen's mouth, but I think that he approaches it in a slightly different way, which might be interesting to hear, which is more of kind of consequential, not a consequentialist, a compatibilist, perspective. If I'm getting that wrong, juggling, then correct me.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know which are the right words for compatibilism or not in this case. I actually probably need to read up more on Sam. I don't understand his position on free will as well as has been expressed here today. So that's on my reading list now.
Fair enough.
You'll have to tell me exactly which book it is I should be reading.
It's really short. It's just free will.
Free will.
That's it.
Free will.
Yeah,
And it's
okay,
basically
free will.
an essay. So you'll read it in a couple of hours, juggling, at your reading pace. So yeah, it'll be. But he basically takes kind of I think it's called a libertarian perspective. I'm really bad at philosophy, so please correct me if that's wrong. But it is a
will as the libertarian free will.
So
the ability to have
it
done
is
otherwise. That's how we define it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So we there's no daylight between these. It's incompatible to say that we have free will. That it simply doesn't make sense with our understanding of causality and the fact that human nature and consciousness seems to be connected to the natural world, and the natural world is connected to causes and past events. And so we are constantly making decisions based off past events, which is the very essence of determinism.
Yeah, and if some randomness is thrown in, randomness still doesn't get us free will.
Right.
And that's something that juggling.
Yeah, randomness only makes hard determinism down. It doesn't introduce free will.
Yeah. Good stuff. Any other topics, questions? We're kind of winding down here.
Yeah.
The sun is below the hill. Got another maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was going to talk a little bit or ask you about compassion, but if other people have questions, then
yes, please.
Sure, go ahead.
So what do you think, what are some methods, do you think, towards compassion? So we discussed, and controversially, I think, the idea of taking away or understanding or taking the deterministic perspective as a way of introducing compassion. And I think you said, Reed, that you personally have felt this, whether that is a kind of a bigger phenomenon. You said that I think that you were saying, I don't know whether other people would cut it that way. But what do you guys think about, what do you guys think about what tools are necessary in order to introduce compassion? So whether that be learning about Stoicism or taking on a deterministic perspective, what do you think are kind of important tools? And that could be the most obvious thing in the world, saying SE, but what kind of things in a divisive world, what do you think are some good tools to encourage compassion?
I'm a big fan of empathy for this one. And empathy, if you could put yourself in the position or a loved one in the position of somebody who's going through something where if you go along and you say, wow, somebody's having a hard time, and you don't have very much empathy for that, I think just imagine yourself or a loved one going through the same situation, and that might just switch the empathy switch on. And I think with enough empathy, compassion is a gimme.
Yeah, I haven't read Paul Bloom's book Against Empathy, but it's like
I just
he
have
warns about
against
empathy.
it.
Yeah, it's not like he's against empathy per se. It's like he's against uncritical empathy.
Okay.
It's like just because you feel empathy doesn't make it a good thing.
Right.
That could cloud your judgments. I could bias you towards some type of outcome that could be even better for the person.
Yeah.
And I forgot the details of that argument. I haven't read it yet, but I've only heard podcasts. I don't know how that relates to compassion, but maybe empathy and compassion are close cousins or something.
So,
But
yeah, so he thinks of, so it's like saying, he thinks of empathy like anger. So it's an emotion. And so 9 times out of 10, it doesn't serve a purpose. But 1 times out of 10, it does. And the reason why he thinks that it's a limelight. So my understanding of the book is that it's a very strong limelight on specific people around your circle, and it appeals to an intuition built from our evolutionary biology, which could actually lead us to a very skewed view of morality, and actually often does. So the tribalism we seek is actually evidence of empathy. It is an exact thing saying, I empathize so much with this person, that's
Sure.
why I'm so angry.
Sure.
And so his thing is saying, he says that I see empathy as kind of an intuitive reaction to what's right or wrong, or what I love or what I hate. And what we should have is a much deeper, rational perspective on this, which he calls compassion. And so it does come down to semantics. And in the first few chapters, he talks about these semantics, which I think are really important. So that would be my take on that. And I think Paul Bloom, like with Sam Harris, I think his conversations are really lovely. And I think that you won't get any more from the book than what you've already listened to if you've listened to his podcast with Sam Harris. The one thing I got from the book was the fact that he sees it as anger. And so I was like, okay, that really helps kind of, I think, put it in perspective in my head that anger is important in very niche situations, but not in a lot of them. And I think that helps sell it much more to me.
Yeah. Anger is over-selected for.
yeah, Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot always gets me in the compassionate mood. We are all here on this small rock floating through space together, and we're all gonna die. Memento mori. So
yeah, I think I might be like oversimplifying what compassion means in this case by saying, if I'm missing compassion, it's really that I'm seeing somebody as out-group, not in-group. And if I can just bridge that out-group, in-group idea, for me, I'm going to call that empathy, but it's just words. It's seeing them, it's choosing to see them in a light where I don't want vengeance or justice. I can have compassion for Donald Trump. I have known people who are narcissistic. I have known people that are ridiculously overcertain. I have known people that are very quick to act and slow to think. And I could love that.
I think
so I could love Donald Trump. I don't want him leading me. I don't know. Vote against him. But I don't have compassion doesn't mean I vote for him.
I even think the quickest thing is I can see the fear. So there's enormous fear about him losing, being judged, not loved. And that invokes a compassion that, there's a certain panic. And we all, I show that in spades every day. I can see that I show that in spades. And when I see that in Donald Trump, I think, or anyone else really, I think that, okay, there's a lot of fear here. And I suppose I cash it in that way. There's an enormous amount of fear about wanting to be loved by the other. There's enormous fear about the perspective of how you perform according to your relatives and your dead or alive father or whatever emotional system you have in place. And then so just seeing that, the tragedy of being human, This, quoting Sam Harris, we are all on the Titanic together, or Seneca, the whole of life is worthy of tears. I think that then invites that kind of compassion.
Gotcha, cool. Sweet. Well, I think we're getting close to dark here.
Yes, we are. We will. We need to dump a chunk in about the next 15 minutes. We need to be in vehicles.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Thanks, Harry, for stopping by.
yes, thank you everybody for coming to this big long live stream. Go ahead, Harry.
That's me. No, you go.
You're fine. Thank you. Not really any outros. If you want to, you can flip through the outros, or you can hand me the scene and I'll do it.
There you go.
Okay, so if you want more of Reed, go to Cordial Curiosity at YouTube. That's a really good one. You might notice that it's the middle one on my list of most recommended SE related video channels. These are 5 from a list of about 15 that I have promoted YouTube channels on my YouTube. Promoted channels in my YouTube, before I say that. If you're really into this method of street epistemology, I recommend going to streetepistemology.com, where they have gathered together the resources from the community in a really nice, easy to read place. And they also bring you the Street Epistemology podcast, in case you like your Street Epistemology shoved right in your ear directly. None of this fancy video getting in the way kind of thing. Thank you for coming to this Vanilla SE in the Park. I'm going to skip the music for now and just say, if you would like to be a guest in my show, or since I'm also talking on Cordial Curiosity, if you would like to, with either of us, you can just get a hold of us. We're available all sorts of ways. You can find our contact information on our channels, and we really look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. Stream might be off. Yep, you have a few to end.
I hope
We
I don't have to
streamed and streamed and streamed today. There was so much streaming.